You all might have heard stories of police planting drugs in order to make certain arrests, right? Now, if you haven't, well then, you're in for a little bit of a shocker, because that's exactly what happened in this video that I'm about to show you in Baltimore. See, recently a police officer seems to have accidentally recorded himself planting drugs at a crime scene. Now, I'm going to show you this video in which Officer Richard Pinheiro and several supervising officers are going to do just that. Watch. Okay, so what you saw there, and there wasn't any sound, and I will explain why there was no sound in a minute, but there's the officer, the body cam showing this officer planting drugs and then walking away. Well, let's show you the second half of the video to follow it up.
Let me go check here. Hold on. Yo. Hold up. Not yet.
That appears to have been an oops. Now, how did this guy get himself caught on camera? Well, it turns out that these body cameras, they turn on about 30 seconds before you actually turn them on. And they start recording. Oops. They didn't realize that these cameras save 30 seconds of footage before manually being activated, which they're supposed to do. So unfortunately, all of that was caught on tape. Oops, my plan foiled. Now, not just his plan, but you saw two other officers that were involved. There were supervising officers. So he goes in, he plants the drugs, and these guys are right there. They saw it. And then, like, okay, once they're planted, I'm going to go back. I'm going to turn my camera on, and then I'm going to go and find drugs. Oh, would you look at that? I found drugs. It looks like we're going to have to arrest this guy. Oops. Now, that means the fact that there are other officers there, this guy did not act alone. This is not just one bad apple, but I think this is part of a bushel. And there's a lot of them inside of the Baltimore Police Department. Now, I have some news on the person that, of course, was where they found this drugs, right? The owner of the home. Now, originally, the defendant connected to the drugs was set to go to trial. But, according to BuzzFeed, the prosecutor dropped the charges after this video came out. This video came out, the public defender got it, and was like, oh, case closed. It was a plant. It was a fake. Now, the Baltimore Police Department said it's investigating those three officers in the video. One of them is suspended. I'm assuming the guy who the body cam belonged to, and the other two are in administrative duty with no public contact. Now, on that, look, we know how these investigations go. When they investigate themselves, they always tend to, they never tend to find themselves guilty. Weird how that works. But in this, look, this would be a slam dunk, okay? They have the video. He's planting the drugs. You cannot get more clear. Still, as you're going to hear, cops do protect their own. Now, at a recent press conference where Baltimore Police Commissioner Kevin Davis, he said that they had not reached any conclusions yet on the case. And then, at the same press conference, he showed evidence that drugs were found at the scene before. Oh, this was just a recreation. That's what it was. Really? I don't believe it. Look, shit like this, not Black Lives Matter, is why people do not trust cops. This is why you have a trust problem. This right here. Not to say all cops are bad, obviously. In fact, most of my interactions with cops have been fairly fine. But then again, look at me. My experience is not the same as a black man living in Baltimore or Flint or Alabama. And knowing the cops do this stuff, they do this to likely hit their quotas, to ensure that they have the funding. And they also do things like civil asset forfeiture on people who can't find back. This is why, especially people like in the black community, are afraid of the police. So let me give you a little bit of advice here, okay? You want to rehabilitate your image, drop the hammer on this guy. That's it. Start being tough on people who do this. Actually tough. We need a real change in policing in this country. For right now, they're too militarized, too disconnected from the communities they're supposed to serve, and of course, they're trained to shoot first and ask questions later. And they unfortunately target mostly minority communities in order to make arrests and to feed the prison industrial complex that we've created here in what's supposed to be the land of the free. And see, examples like this, how they plant drugs, well, that's how they do it. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.